Okay, so the next chapter is chapter number 13 of forensic audit, which is forensic audit and Indian evidence law. Now, this is one of the most difficult chapters, according to me, in the syllabus of forensic audit. मेरे को ये चैप्टर के लेक्चर के पहले काफ़ी प्रिपरेशन करना पड़ता है बिकॉज इट इज़ लिंक टू लॉ विच इज़ काइंड ऑफ नॉट माई forte as of now. Okay, so let's get to it. So the next chapter is chapter 13, forensic audit and Indian evidence law. अभी फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट की दो खासियत है, हम पहले भी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. फर्स्ट खासियत इज दैट फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट इज डन विद अ पर्टिकुलर इंटेंट, एक इन्वेस्टिगेटिव एंगल के हिसाब से हम फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट करते हैं. ऑडिट का मतलब है चेकिंग. फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट भी एक प्रकार का चेकिंग या एग्जामिनेशन ही है, लेकिन उसको एक इन्वेस्टिगेटिव एंगल है. ये पहली खासियत है. और दूसरी खासियत ये है कि फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट रिपोर्ट जो है ये थोड़ा सा अलग तरीके से बनता है, क्योंकि ये कोर्ट में एक एविडेंस के तौर पर सबमिट किया जाता है. सो दीज आर टू इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग्स विच मेक फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट अ लिटिल डिफरेंट दैन एनी नॉर्मल ऑडिट, राइट. अभी एविडेंस इज द करेंसी इन द कोर्ट. आपका जो फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट रिपोर्ट है ये कोर्ट में कितना स्ट्रांगली खड़े रह पाएगा, ये निर्भर करता है कि आपको जो एविडेंस रिलेटेड लॉ है ये कितनी अच्छी तरीके से पता है और वो आप कितनी अच्छी तरीके से आपके रिपोर्ट में उतार सकते हो, राइट. सो एविडेंस, कोर्ट फंक्शंस ओनली ऑन एविडेंस, राइट. एंड आप अपने रिपोर्ट में कितना अच्छा और कितना स्ट्रॉन्ग एविडेंस दे पाते हो कोर्ट को, कोर्ट वो कितनी अच्छी तरीके से अप्रिशिएट करते हैं, इसके ऊपर निर्भर करता है कि आप सक्सेसफुल होंगे या नहीं, राइट. और हम तो हमेशा सक्सेसफुल ही रहे हैं. सो वी विल मेक ऑल आवर एफर्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट विल मेक आवर रिपोर्ट strongly stand in the court of law. Okay, so what are the key concepts in this chapter? Key concepts are evidence, primary evidence, secondary evidence, opinion evidence, facts, question of fact, question of law, relevant facts, and adducing evidence, right. लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या है, ये लेसन हम क्यों कर रहे हैं? टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ एविडेंस, दैट इज प्राइमरी एंड सेकेंडरी. व्हाट आर फैक्ट्स एंड इट्स एग्जांपल्स. व्हाट इज एविडेंस अंडर भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम. Understand about finding facts as per the Bharatiya Saksh Adhiniyam. What is question of fact and question of law? What are the various types of evidences? Evidence के बारे में काफ़ी डिटेल में बात करेंगे, because after all the court understands only evidence, right? So understand the meaning of relevant facts under the act, understand about admission of evidence, and what are the various methods to prove cases. राइट. व्हाट इज द आउटलाइन ऑफ द लेसन? क्विकली बैकग्राउंड है फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट का एंड द भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम 2023. फाइंडिंग फैक्ट्स, क्वेश्चन ऑफ फैक्ट्स, क्वेश्चन ऑफ लॉ, फिर टाइप्स ऑफ एविडेंस, मीनिंग ऑफ रेलिवेंट फैक्ट, एडमिशन ऑफ एविडेंस, मूव टू मेथड टू प्रूव केसेस, proving a matter through evidence on the basis of sources, procedure to be performed while doing forensic audit. Okay, now बिफोर वी स्टार्ट दिस, एक छोटे कुछ कंसेप्ट या फिर कुछ फैक्ट्स समझ लीजिए. ये है कि कोर्ट में काम कैसे चलता है. तो कोर्ट में बेसिकली द कोर्ट विल गो ऑन व्हाट यू प्रोड्यूस एज योर केस, राइट. अगर एक आध चीज़ आपको प्रूव करनी है तो उसको आपको कोर्ट में प्रोड्यूस करना पड़ेगा उसको. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल there is an accident which you are trying to, एक कार ने दूसरी कार को ठोका, right. This is just a very simple example so that you understand what I'm trying to communicate. ये जो सीन है ना, कार ए ने कार बी को ठोका, ये सीन है, ये कोर्ट में आपको प्ले करके दिखाना पड़ेगा, एंड हाउ विल यू प्ले दैट? बाय शोइंग एविडेंस, राइट. तो आपको आपका जो फ्रॉड है, अगर आप प्रूव कर रहे हो या डिसप्रूव कर रहे हो, तो उसको आपको प्ले करके दिखाना पड़ेगा कोर्ट में, राइट. एंड दैट प्ले विल बी ओनली थ्रू एविडेंस. मतलब आपको जो दिखाना है वो आप एविडेंस 1, एविडेंस 2, एविडेंस 3 इस हिसाब से आप दिखाते जाओगे और वो कोर्ट के सामने पेश होते जाएगा, राइट. सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कोर्ट खुद के हिसाब से इट विल नॉट डू. यू विल हैव टू एक्चुअली प्रूव इट इन फ्रंट ऑफ द कोर्ट. उस हिसाब से हम ये चैप्टर देखेंगे तो ये चैप्टर को समझने में आपको आसानी होगी. दिस इज हाउ आई अंडरस्टूड इट, सो इट विल हेल्प यू ऑल्सो. राइट, सो व्हाट इज द बैकग्राउंड ऑफ टू फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट इन भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम 2023. BSA 2023 is the अधिनियम which actually replaces the Indian Evidence Act 1872. So we learned from in previous lessons that forensic audit is a specialized type of audit that involves an application of accounting, investigative, and legal skills to examine and evaluate financial information for the use in legal proceedings. Right, ये हमने पहले भी देखा है कि forensic audit का मतलब क्या है. Indian Evidence Act 1872 is being replaced by the Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam 2023, which is notified to be effective from 1st July 2024. ये काफ़ी recent अधिनियम है. इसको समझिए, मतलब if you intend to practice in forensic audit, this will be your base, right? Apart from, of course, your financial and other company law knowledge, Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam 2023 will be your friend for life. The Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam is a legislation to consolidate and provide for general rules and principles of evidence for a fair trial. Because see, after all, forensic audit report काम कब आएगा? जब वो कोर्ट में खड़ा रहेगा, right? When it stands the test of the court, that is when you are successful as a forensic auditor. तो ये आपको जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है कि ये कोर्ट में कितने strongly खड़ा हो सकता है. Right, the Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam is a legislation to consolidate and provide for rules and principles of evidence for fair trial. Section 1 of BSA omits this provision on territorial jurisdiction. It also omits the definition of India in Section 3 of the Evidence Act. This is to overcome admissibility related challenges pertaining to evidence generated outside India, specifically for digital evidence. सो बेसिकली देखो, जैसे जैसे क्राइम बढ़ता गया या फिर क्राइम का नेचर चेंज होते गया, वैसे लॉ भी चेंज होते गया, लॉ भी अपग्रेड होते गया. राइट, सो साइबर क्राइम हमने डिटेल में पढ़ा. साइबर क्राइम को, साइबर क्राइम, इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी दैट साइबर क्राइम विल हैपन ओनली इन वन कंट्री. इट कैन बी परपिट्रेटेड फ्रॉम एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड एंड माइट अटैक अ पर्टिकुलर country. In our case, secondly, it is very fast. It requires a lot of coalition between various countries. And the third important fact is that साइबर क्राइम को एड्रेस करने के लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट होता है डिजिटल एविडेंस. राइट, डिजिटल एविडेंस का नेचर, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बहुत अलग है. इट इज़ नॉट लाइक द नॉर्मल एविडेंस, कि किसी ने मर्डर किया तो यू हैव अ गन और यू हैव अ नाइफ. ऐसे साइबर क्राइम में नहीं है. साइबर क्राइम में एविडेंस बहुत अलग तरीके से चलता है. साइबर क्राइम का जो एविडेंस है, डिजिटल एविडेंस जो है, उसको कलेक्ट करने के लिए भी अलग स्किल सेट चाहिए. राइट, सो ये सब कुछ एड्रेस करने के लिए आपको लॉ में चेंज लाना बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है. सो दैट्स द रीज़न वाई टेरिटोरियल जुरिस्डिक्शन है उसको हटा दिया गया, क्योंकि साइबर क्राइम कैन बी परपेट्रेटेड बाय एनीवेयर. राइट, इफ़ यू डिफाइन समथिंग एंड वो डेफिनेशन में अगर आउटसाइड ऑफ इंडिया, जोग्राफिकल लोकेशन आउटसाइड ऑफ इंडिया का का संबंध नहीं है, तो शायद वो कोर्ट में ना खड़ा हो पाए. The next is digital evidence, has to be treated at par with normal evidence, because cybercrime में most of the evidence is digital in nature. Right? By understanding the rules and principles of evidence law, forensic auditors can ensure that their findings are presented in a manner that is admissible and persuasive in the court. Court में after all you have to succeed in the court, right? So वो court में successful होने के लिए क्या ज़रूरी है, ये आपको पता होना ही चाहिए. BSA provides for admissibility of an electronic or digital record as evidence having the same legal effect, validity and enforceability as any other document. BSA seeks to expand the scope of secondary evidence to include copies made from original by mechanical process. So not only original but the copies are also included, right, in evidence. Copies made from or compared with original or counterparts of documents as against the parties who did not execute them, and oral accounts of contents of a document given by some person who has himself seen it, and giving matching hash values of the original record can be admissible as proof of evidence in the form of secondary evidence. ये बहुत important चीज़ें हैं कि इस नेचर में भी आप एविडेंस दे सकते हो, बिकॉज ये स्पेसिफिकली साइबर क्राइम को प्रूव करने के लिए बहुत अहम चीज़ें हैं. It seeks to put limits on the fact which are admissible and its certification as such in the courts. अभी एविडेंस के दो टाइप्स है, प्राइमरी एविडेंस है और सेकेंडरी एविडेंस है. So primary evidence is the evidence that directly proves a fact in issue, such as original document or a witness testimony. Primary evidence means the document itself is produced in the court of law. Secondary evidence का मतलब क्या है? Secondary evidence is evidence that is used to prove the contents of a document or statement, such as certified copies, copies made from original by mechanical process, जैसे photocopy बोलते हैं हम, and copies compared with such copies, copies made from or compared with the original counterparts or documents as against the parties who did not execute them. Oral admissions, written admissions, evidence of a person who has examined the document and who is skilled in the examination of such documents that are used to support the findings of the audit. In addition to primary and secondary evidence, the BSA also recognizes concept of opinion evidence, which refers to evidence given by an expert witness who is qualified to prove an opinion, to provide an opinion on a particular matter. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है ये कि हर कोई एक्सपर्ट नहीं होता और एक्सपर्ट का ओपिनियन एट टाइम्स बहुत ज़रूरी हो जाता है. सो BSA के अंतर्गत आप डायरेक्ट एविडेंस, इनडायरेक्ट एविडेंस के अलावा ओपिनियन एविडेंस भी पेश कर सकते हैं. The BSA defines what constitutes evidence, how evidence should be presented, and what type of evidence is admissible in the court of law. So it's a very intricate document. It's a very intricate piece of legislature that we should know. In addition to BSA, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has issued standards for doing forensic accounting and investigation. These guidelines cover the principles and practices of forensic accounting and audit, the role of forensic accountant or auditor, and the procedures for conducting a forensic audit. हम ये पहले इंटरनल ऑडिट में भी पढ़ के आए हैं कि इन जनरल स्टैंडर्ड्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज स्टैंडर्ड्स गिव यू a very intricate procedure that is to be followed to complete an assignment. And generally, if you follow standards which are issued by the governing body, you are actually exercising proper professional due diligence. Section 21D of BSA, while retaining the earlier definition of document under the Indian Evidence Act, adds electronic and digital records within its ambit. Very important, electrical और digital records को भी evidence की definition में evidence के definition में add किया गया है. BSA adds an illustration. Electronic evidence on emails, server logs, documents on computers, laptop or smartphone messages, websites, locational evidence, and voicemail messages stored on digital evidence are documents. Okay, now there is finding facts. So either a fact can either be proved or disproved, right? So first let us check what is a fact. The thing that is known to be true, especially when it can be proved. Section 21F of the Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam 2023, fact means and includes anything, state of things, or a relation of things capable of being perceived by the senses, any mental condition of which any person is conscious, that there are certain the examples दिए हुए हैं. Okay, so next is section 21J of Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam 2023. A fact is said to be proven. So a fact is either proved or disproved or not proved, right? So proved का मतलब क्या है? A fact is said to be proved when after considering the matters before it, the court either believes it to exist or considers its existence so probable that a prudent man ought, under the circumstances of a particular case, to act upon the supposition that it exists. Section 21C, disproved का meaning क्या है? A fact is said to be disproved when, after considering the matters before it, the court either believes that it does not exist or considers its non-existence so probable that a prudent man ought, under the circumstances of a particular case, to act upon the supposition that it does not exist. Not proved, a fact is said to be not proved when it is neither proved nor disproved, right? फिर आता है एविडेंस. एविडेंस अंडर BSA सेक्शन 2E of the BSA. Evidence means and includes अभी all statements including statements given electronically which court permits or requires to be made before it by witness in relation to matters of fact under inquiry. Such statements are called as oral evidence, right? So all documents including electronic or digital records produced for the all documents including electronic or digital records produced for the inspection of the court and such documents are called documentary evidence. So basically evidence can be either oral evidence or it can be documentary evidence. Evidence is divided into three main categories: oral evidence, which is the testimony given in the court by the witness, or documentary evidence, which are documents produced for inspection of the court, and then there is real evidence. Now the term evidence can refer to a proposition of fact that is established by evidence in the first sense. This is sometimes called as evidential fact. The fact finder is the person or body responsible for ascertaining where the truth lies on disputed questions of fact and in whom the power to decide the verdict vests. The fact finder is also called as a trier of fact or judge of fact. Fact finding is the task of the jury for certain types of cases, and in countries with a jury system, the judge sometimes the evidential fact is directly accessible to the fact finder. If the alleged knife used in committing the crime in question is produced in the court, the fact finder can see for himself the shape and size of the knife. He does not have to learn of it from the testimony or of an intermediary. Alright, so ये रही आपके definitions. In summary, at least 4 possible conceptions of legal evidence are in vogue. In summary, at least 4 possible conceptions of legal evidence are in vogue. ये कौन से हैं? 4 type. An object of sensory evidence as a fact, as an inferred premise, and as that which counts as evidence in law. The sense in which the term evidence is being used is rarely made explicit in legal disclosure, although the intended meaning will often be clear from the content. अभी क्वेश्चन ऑफ फैक्ट और क्वेश्चन ऑफ लॉ, इन दोनों में ये दो कॉन्सेप्ट्स जानेंगे. इन लॉ अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ फैक्ट, ऑल्सो नोन एज पॉइंट ऑफ फैक्ट, इज अ क्वेश्चन दैट मस्ट बी आंसर्ड बाय रेफरेंस टू फैक्ट्स एंड एविडेंस as well as inferences arising from those facts. Such a question is distinct from question of law, which must be answered by applying relevant legal principles. All questions of fact are capable of proof or disproof by reference to a certain standard of proof. ये रही question of fact. Now question of law. A question of law, also known as point of law, is a question that must be answered by applying relevant legal principles to interpretation of law. In several civil law jurisdictions, the highest courts consider questions of fact settled by lower court and will only consider questions of law. So basically, generally ये follow होता है कि lower courts जो है question of fact को address करके close कर देते हैं. Question of law के बारे में अगर कोई ambiguity है तो वो higher jurisdiction पे जाती है. Now, what are the types of evidences? Evidences are direct evidence and circumstantial evidence. So, direct evidence जो है ये proves a fact directly and includes testimony that lends to prove or disprove a fact. Circumstantial evidence क्या है? It tends to prove or disprove a fact in issue indirectly by inference. Many fraud cases are proved entirely by circumstantial evidence or by a combination of circumstantial and direct evidence, but seldom by direct evidence. So basically, आपके लिए circumstantial evidence, as forensic auditor, the nature of evidence would be circumstantial evidence in general. ओके उसके बाद है मीनिंग ऑफ रेलिवेंट फैक्ट्स. फैक्ट मतलब सच्चाई जो आपको कोर्ट में बतानी पड़ेगी, उसको प्रूफ भी करना पड़ेगा. इन इंडिया देर इज विच इज़ अ कॉमन लॉ कंट्री, वी फॉलो एडवर्सरियल सिस्टम ऑफ लॉ. जजेस डू नॉट क्वेश्चन द पार्टीज एंड merely rely on evidence put forth by them. From such evidence, judges infer actual circumstances and therefore come to truth and deliver justice. Adversarial system of law का मतलब क्या है कि दो जो parties है, right, वो अपना वर्जन ऑफ ट्रूथ जो है या अपना वर्जन ऑफ दैट स्टोरी जो है ये जज के सामने पेश करते हैं, और जज वो आफ्टर लुकिंग एट व्हाट हैज बीन प्रेजेंटेड बिफोर देम, द जज विल एक्चुअली कम टू अ कंक्लूजन, राइट. इसको एडवर्सरियल सिस्टम ऑफ लॉ बोलते हैं. So, for an evidence to have any value in the eyes of the law, it has and be relied on reaching the decision. These few rules are kept in mind. So basically, एक relevance है, एक relevancy है, एक admissibility है, और एक weight है. Like relevancy, material connection or relation to the fact in issue or another fact. It needs to have a material connection. Then it needs to have a probative value. Probative value means capacity to prove something. A relevant fact must prove or render probable the existence or non-existence of the fact in issue or other fact. तभी उसको हम probative value है ऐसे बोल सकते हैं. It implies that matter that either something is proved beyond doubt or the probability that something exists has grown higher by producing the evidence. उसके बाद है tests to determine relevancy. Often it becomes difficult to draw a line between relevant and irrelevant material. In such circumstances, it becomes necessary to lay down the test of relevancy. उसके बाद है logical relevancy. The reliance to be proved on common stock of knowledge about the world, that is logic, common sense, and general experience. Thus when we derive relevancy on the basis of logic, it can be said logical relevancy. There are many ways to derive relevancy on the basis of logic. For example, syllogism is a type of logical reasoning where the conclusion is gotten from two linked premises. So, example दिया हुआ है, an apple is a fruit, or all fruits are good and therefore apples are also good. Then you have legal relevancy. By legal relevancy, it means that a fact should be relevant under the rules laid down by the law. In India, Section 5 of the Act provides that only those evidences can be given which are relevant under the Act. उसके बाद है admissibility and weight of an evidence. A fact may be highly relevant, but to the disappointment of the lawyer, court may refuse to admit the evidence because it is non-admissible for several reasons. Okay, so the next concept is admission of evidence. Every case, whether civil or criminal, that comes before the court of law has a fact story behind it. Facts out of which cases arise keep happening in the ordinary course of life. The practical reality is that the truth of a case is worthless unless they can be proved to the satisfaction of the judge and allows him to act on them. ये बहुत important है कि आपको वो जज के सामने prove करना पड़ेगा. Right? The means by which facts are proved are governed by law of evidence. That is where we say that evidence is the currency of the court. Evidence क्यों अहमियत रखता है? क्योंकि that is the only way you can prove your case in front of the court. It is procedural law which provides how a fact is to be proved. The evidence means anything by which any alleged matter of facts is either established or disproved. Evidence is of many kinds, and one of the most important one is admission. अभी एडमिशन के बारे में जानेंगे. Admission is a statement, oral or documentary, or contained in electronic form, which suggests any inferences as to any fact in issue or a relevant fact which is made by any of the persons. It is a voluntary acknowledgement of a fact. Importance is given to those admissions that go against the interest of the person making the admission. The concept is governed by rules and regulations mentioned under the Bharatiya Saksha Adhiniyam 2023. The concept behind this is that nobody would accept or acknowledge the fact that goes against their interest unless it is indeed true. ये बहुत important है कि unless it is true, if somebody says that I have done this, and that this is wrong, right? So basically it amounts to admission because nobody will say this unless it is actually true, right? An admission is any statement made by a party to a lawsuit, either in court action or during it, which tends to support the position of other side or diminish his own position. So खुद के लिए डिमिनिशिंग होता है, सामने वाली पार्टी के लिए हेल्पफुल होता है, राइट? उनका जो पोजीशन है वो स्ट्रेंथन हो जाता है. Any admission made by a party is admissible evidence in a court proceeding, even though it is technically considered hearsay, which is normally inadmissible. Attorneys tell their clients not to talk to anyone about their case or about the events leading up to the case in order to prevent their clients from making admissions. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि जनरली आपके जो लॉयर है वो आपको बोलते हैं कि केस के बारे में किसी के साथ बात मत कीजिए, क्योंकि आपने अगर कुछ गलत एडमिट कर लिया तो वो कोर्ट में एडमिशन के तौर पे पेश हो सकता है. An admission is a statement of fact which waives or dispenses with the production of evidence by conceding that the fact asserted by the opponent is true. Admissions are admitted because conduct of a party to a proceeding in respect to the matter in dispute, whether by acts, speech, or writing, which is clearly inconsistent with the truth in his contention, is a factor relevant to the issue. Admissions are very weak kind of evidence, and the court may reject them if it is satisfied from the other circumstances that they are untrue. ये थोड़ा weak form of evidence हो जाता है. The Supreme Court has observed admissions as defined in Section 17 and 20 of the Indian Evidence Act, now refer Section 15 and 18 of the BSA 2023, and fulfilling the requirements of Section 21 of the Indian Evidence Act, now Section 19 of the BSA, are substantive evidence. And admission is the best against the party making it, and those not conclusive, though not conclusive, shift the onus to the maker of the principle. Maker on the principle that what a party himself admits to be true may be reasonably presumed to be true, so that until the presumption is rebutted, the fact admitted must be taken to be true. उसके बाद burden of proof shifts from the maker to show that they shift on the maker to show that they are erroneous. ठीक है, अगर error proof करना है वो maker को ही करना पड़ेगा. Subject to certain exceptions, the general rule both in civil and criminal cases is that relevant statements made by a party is evident against himself. The weight of declaration is of course a totally different matter that may vary in the circumstances and will not doubt be greater if against interest at the time than the contrary. The part of definition and admission is left to section 16, 17, 18. The question whether a statement amounts to an admission or not depends on whether it was made by any of the persons and in any circumstances described in section 16 to 18, and whether it suggests an inference as to fact in issue or a relevant fact in the case. The proper section under which relevancy of admission by conduct must be established is section 6 of the BSA, as a statement made by conduct will be admissible or inadmissible according to whether it falls or does not fall within the terms of that section. An admission may be proved in any of the ways in which a statement is permitted to be proved. The person who made the admission may be called and questioned as to having made the alleged admission of any person in whose presence the statement was made may be called and examined. उसके बाद है मेथड्स टू प्रूव केसेस. ये भी काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. एज पर सेक्शन 2E, एविडेंस मीन्स एंड इंक्लूड्स. एविडेंस का डेफिनेशन क्या है? ऑल स्टेटमेंट्स और एनी इंफॉर्मेशन गिवन इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली विच द कोर्ट परमिट्स और रिक्वायर्स टू बी मेड बिफोर इट बाय विटनेस इन रिलेशन टू मैटर्स ऑफ फैक्ट under inquiry. Such statements or information are called oral evidence. All documents including electric or digital records produced for the inspection of the court, such documents are called documentary evidence. So basically evidence जो है ये either verbal form में होगा या फिर documentary form में होगा. Evidence can be anything that is presented to the five senses. एविडेंस का मतलब क्या है? जो आपके पांच सेंसरी ऑर्गन से जांचा जा सकता है या फिर मालूम हो सकता है, उसको एविडेंस बोलते हैं. कौन सा है? साइट है, स्मेल है, टच है, टेस्ट है, हियरिंग है और हियरिंग है, including testimony, documents and material objects. Evidence is basically of two types: verbal evidence या oral evidence and documentary evidence. अभी oral evidence के बारे में क्या दिया है? Oral evidence section 2E. Evidence is very important for us to know as a concept because evidence पे ही सब आपका केस कोर्ट में प्रेजेंट होगा. So oral evidence है as per section 2E of the भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम. It means statements or any information given electronically which the court permits or requires to be made before it by witness in relation to matter of fact under inquiry. An oral evidence is as much less satisfactory medium of proof than documentary evidence. So oral evidence, of course, verbal जो evidence है वो as compared to documentary evidence उसका importance थोड़ा less होता है. Right? Oral evidence is generally not subject to the rule of presumption and is just with reference to the conduct of parties. It means false in one, false in all. उसके बाद appreciation of oral evidence. Appreciation of oral evidence should be approached with caution. Following are among the most important points to be considered in deciding the credibility of witness. So oral evidence, whether they have the means of gaining correct information. जब कोई बंदा आपको orally evidence देता है तब आपने उसके किन चीज़ों के बारे में सोचना चाहिए. First is whether they have means of gaining correct information through use of that device. Then whether they have any interest in concealing the truth, and whether they agree in their testimony. ये तीन important चीजें हैं. फिर the credibility of a witness is primarily to be decided by referring to his evidence and finding out as to how the witness was found in cross-examination and what impression is created by his evidence taken in context of other facts or facts of the case. Right? उसके बाद है the reasons that hearsay evidence is treated as untrustworthy are that the original declarant of the statement which is offered in a second-hand manner is not put on oath. Neither is he subject to cross-examination, and the accused against whom such evidence is offered closes his opportunity by of examining into the means of knowledge of the original maker of the statement. The truth of the original statement is diminished in course of repetition of that statement. That admissibility of hearsay evidence would open up opportunities of weaker for stronger proof regarding proof of a fact in issue or a relevant fact. The case name is Herbatis Oram versus State. The next concept is documentary evidence. Documentary evidence दो टाइप का होता है, एक है proved और एक है presumed. Proved में you have a primary evidence और a secondary evidence. Presumed में 4 categories है, certified copies आते हैं, maps आते हैं, 30-year-old documents आते हैं, 5-year-old electronic documents भी आते हैं. डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस जो है ये हमको एज फॉरेंसिक ऑडिटर्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज मोस्टली अपना सारा जो एविडेंस होगा वो डॉक्यूमेंट्री फॉर्म में होगा. Meaning section 2E2 of Evidence Act, all documents including electronic or digital records produced for the inspection of the court together constitutes as documentary evidence. Right? अभी इसमें क्या क्या आता है? द वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट इज अगेन डिफाइंड अंडर सेक्शन 2C एज एनी मैटर एक्सप्रेस्ड or described or otherwise recorded upon any substance by means of letter, figure or makes or any other means or by more than one of those means intended to be used or which may be used for the purpose of recording that matter and includes electronic and digital records. proof of document by primary and secondary evidence, public and private documents और presumptions of various documents. ये 3 पार्ट में इसको कवर करेंगे. First is proof by primary and secondary evidence. Primary evidence means documents presented in the court for examination. ये हमने primary और secondary पहले भी देखा है. उसके बाद सेकेंडरी एविडेंस क्या है. सो सेक्शन 58 मेंशंस 8 काइंड्स ऑफ सेकेंडरी एविडेंस. सेकेंडरी एविडेंस is basically kind of mentioned 58 becomes admissible. सेक्शन 58 ओके ये सेक्शन 58 में रिपीट करते हैं साधारण 13 मिनट परत के. सेकेंडरी एविडेंस के एग्जांपल्स क्या क्या हैं. इट इंक्लूड्स सर्टिफाइड कॉपीज मेड फ्रॉम ओरिजिनल बाय मैकेनिकल प्रोसेस, then copies compared with the original counterparts of documents, then you have oral accounts of contents of a document given by a person who has himself seen it. Then oral admission, written admission and evidence of a person who has examined a document, right. पब्लिक एंड प्राइवेट डॉक्यूमेंट्स के बारे में जानेंगे. पब्लिक डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैव बीन एक्सप्लेन्ड अंडर सेक्शन 74(1) of the BSA. It includes records of the sovereign authority, official bodies, tribunals, public officers, legislative, judicial and executives of India or a foreign country. Apart from these, all other documents constitute private documents under section 74(2). Public records kept in any state or union territory of private documents as per section 74(1)(b). फिर presumption of documents. In general, presumption is an inference from contents of the document. Such presumption holds good unless they have been disproved by the other party. देन यू हैव सेक्शन 78 to 93. अलग अलग presumptions के बारे में बात करें. सेक्शन 78 to 93 of the BSA deals with various types of presumptions in evidences. So section 78 क्या बोलता है. सेक्शन 78 says that court shall presume all certified copies to be evidence admissible in court provided they have been certified in a manner prescribed by law. ये important है जब आप अपना आपकी केस प्रेजेंट करते हो तब एविडेंस के बारे में ये सब कुछ जानना आपके लिए काफ़ी important है. सो सेक्शन 78 to 93 ऑफ दी BSc 2023 becomes important for us. सेक्शन 79 क्या बोलता है. सेक्शन 79 ऑफ द BSA further provides that where any document is produced as evidence as part of evidence, when such document can be accepted by the court, will qualify as a part of evidence so produced by evidence, and it shall presume that such evidence is genuine, and evidence in support of which it is presumed is also accepted in the court of law. Any map, book, gazette printed and compiled by the government is also presumed to be true under section 81, 80, 81, 82 of the BSA. 84 of BSA presumes that every power of attorney made before a notary is also true. उसके बाद अंडर सेक्शन 85 ऑफ द BSA the court shall presume that every the court shall presume. ओके सो प्रिजम्पशन ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स ये काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है अपने लिए. अलग अलग प्रिजम्पशंस को जानना. सेक्शन 78 to 93 इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो सेक्शन 78 क्या बोलता है. सेक्शन 78 बोलता है कि कोर्ट शैल प्रिज्यूम ऑल सर्टिफाइड कॉपी टू बी एविडेंस एडमिसिबल इन कोर्ट प्रोवाइडेड दे हैव बीन सर्टिफाइड इन द मैनर प्रिस्क्राइब बाय लॉ. Right, that is section 78. 79 बोलता है that where any document is produced by the evidence as part of his evidence, then such document when accepted by the court will qualify to be a part of evidence so produced by the evidence, and it shall be presumed that such evidence is genuine, and the evidence in support of which it is presumed is also accepted in court. Any map, book, gazette printed and compiled by the government are also presumed to be true under section 80, 81 and 82 of the BSA. 84 of BSA presumes that every power of attorney made before a notary is also true. उसके बाद अंडर सेक्शन 85 ऑफ BSA the court shall presume that every electronic record purporting to be an agreement containing the electronic signature of parties was also concluded by affixing the electronic signature of parties. Any certified copy of foreign judicial record is also presumed to be a valid document under section 88. उसके बाद एनी टेलीग्राफिक इफ एनी टेलीग्राफिक मैसेज इज सेंट द कोर्ट शैल मेक नो प्रिजम्पशन विथ रिगार्ड टू द पर्सन हु हैज़ बीन गिवन द मैसेज मेयरली फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ ट्रांसमिशन. सिर्फ ट्रांसमिशन के लिए अगर दिया जाता है तो उसके लिए कोर्ट कुछ प्रिजम्पशन नहीं करेंगे. द पोजिशन इज द सेम इन केस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मैसेज अंडर सेक्शन 90. हियर द कोर्ट में प्रिज्यूम दैट एन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मैसेज forwarded by the originator of the electronic message mail server to the addressee to whom the message purports to be addressed corresponds with the message as fed into his computer for transmission, but the court shall not make any presumption as to the person by whom such message was sent. उसके बाद सेक्शन 92 ऑफ BSA है, डील्स विद द प्रिजम्पशन ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स विच आर 30 years old. So ये दो कैटेगरीज है, 30 years old और 5 years old. 30 years old, it says that where any document purporting or proved to be 30 years old is produced from any custody which the court in particular case considers proper, the court may presume that the signature and every other part of such document which purports to be in handwriting of any particular person is in that person's handwriting, and in such a case of document executed or attested that it was duly executed and attested by the person by whom it purports to be executed and attested. So ये important है अपने लिए जानना. Section 93 of the BSA, any electronic message which is 5 years old it says that any such message is assumed to have been electronically signed by person or by someone authorized by him. So ये रहा एविडेंस के बारे में. अभी उसके बाद प्रूविंग अ मैटर थ्रू एविडेंसेस इन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सोर्स. डायरेक्ट एविडेंस, ये डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट के बारे में हमने बात ऑलरेडी की है. एविडेंस इज आइदर डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट. डायरेक्ट एविडेंस इज दैट एविडेंस विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द डिसीजन ऑफ मैटर एंड इशू. द मेन fact the main fact when it is presented by witnesses, things, and witness is direct evidence whereby main facts may be proved or established, that is evidence of person who had actually seen the crime being committed and has described the offense. Direct evidence is considered to be superior than circumstantial evidence because it creates a direct nexus between the evidence and the fact in question. अभी circumstantial evidence क्या होता है? There is no difference between circumstantial evidence and indirect evidence. Circumstantial evidence attempts to prove the facts in issue by providing other facts and affords an instance as to existence. It is that which relates to a series of other facts than the fact in issue, but by experience have been found to be so associated with the fact in issue in relation to cause and effect that it leads to a satisfactory conclusion. So ये है circumstantial evidence. उसके बाद इन्होंने एक केस के बारे में डिस्क्राइब किया है. इन स्टेट ऑफ यूपी वर्सेस रविंद्र प्रकाश मित्तल, सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज़ टेकन a strong stand while defining and reframing the evidence value of circumstantial evidence. The court said that circumstantial evidence will be treated a good piece of evidence if it qualifies the following tests. So basically circumstantial evidence के लिए tests बिठाएं. The circumstances from which guilt is established must create a series of circumstances and must be fully proved. The circumstances must be conclusive in nature and tendency. उसके बाद circumstantial evidence must not need any reasonable doubt regarding existing of fact, and it should create the hypothesis of guilt in such a way that which includes all possibilities that only accused has committed the crime, and it should exclude all possibilities that any person other than the accused has committed the crime. उसके बाद अदर काइंड ऑफ एविडेंस कौन कौन से अदर काइंड ऑफ एविडेंस है? रियल एविडेंस है. रियल एविडेंस मीन्स रियल और मटेरियल एविडेंस. फिर एक्सपर्ट एविडेंस है, इसके बारे में भी हमने बात की थी. सेक्शन 39, 40 एंड 41 ऑफ द BSA डील्स विद एक्सपर्ट एविडेंस. इट कॉन्स्टिट्यूट्स एविडेंस इन द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ बिकॉज इट क्वालिफाइज द टेस्ट ऑफ रिलायबिलिटी इन द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ. द एक्सपर्ट एविडेंस इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी रिलायबल बिकॉज एन एक्सपर्ट इज हैविंग मच बेटर नॉलेज ऑफ द स्पेसिफिक एरिया इन कंपैरिजन टू अदर पर्सन्स आउटसाइड ऑफ दैट एरिया. सो एक्सपर्ट एविडेंस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट और ये एक अच्छा अच्छा कंसेप्ट है BSA में. There are certain principles which make expert evidence admissible evidence in the court of law. ये कौन से है? The expert must be qualified in that discipline. The expert must the expert must be within the recognized field of its expertise. The evidence of the expert should be supported by his reliable and logical contentions. The expert should have acquired an expertise in these matters by his continuous work and continuous practice in that particular field. He has been duly channelized under the scheme of examination of court of law. अभी जानेंगे hearsay evidence के बारे में. Hearsay evidence is very weak evidence. It is only reported evidence of a witness which he has not seen, either heard. Sometimes it implies the saying of something which a person has heard others say. Hearsay evidence is that evidence which witness has neither personally seen nor heard, nor has he perceived through the senses, and has come to know about it through some third person. There is no bar to receiving hearsay evidence provided it has reasonable nexus and credibility. उसके बाद है प्राइमरी एविडेंस. प्राइमरी एविडेंस सेक्शन 57 ऑफ BSA says primary evidence is the topmost class of evidence. It is that proof which in any possible condition gives the vital hint in a disputed fact and establishes thorough documentary evidence on production of an original document for inspection by the court. It means the document itself is produced for inspection of the court. So ये primary evidence है. document जब relates to the case है, और अगर आप document directly submit कर देते हो court को original document, तो वो primary evidence माना जाएगा. Secondary evidence section 58 of BSA defines secondary evidence. It is evidence that occupies a secondary position. In such it is such evidence that presentation of which it felt that superior evidence yet remains to be produced. It is the evidence which is produced in the absence of the primary evidence, therefore it is known as secondary evidence. फिर है पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव एविडेंस. ये टाइप ऑफ एविडेंस है. पॉजिटिव एविडेंस इज एनी वन एविडेंस विच क्लेम्स द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ अ फैक्ट. अ नेगेटिव एविडेंस इज एन एविडेंस दैट क्लेम्स नॉन एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ अ फैक्ट. Distinction lies in the fact that they are guide the court towards and the approach they have to take. Right, evidence is the currency. हमने ये बात की. Evidence is the currency by which one fulfills the burden of proof in law. The production and presumption of evidence depends first thing on establishing on whom the burden of proof lies. ये इधर पार्टीज पे हो सकता है. Admissible evidence is that which a court receives and considers for the purpose of deciding a particular case. उसके बाद there are two primary burden of proof constraints exist in law. The first one, on whom the burden rests. In many Western countries, the burden of proof is placed on the prosecution. Second consideration is the degree of certain proof must reach depending upon both the quality and quantity of evidence. These degrees are different for criminal and civil cases. Criminal cases require evidence beyond reasonable. The civil cases considers only which side has purportance, that is multiple of evidence, or whether the proposition is more likely true or false. The decision maker, often a jury, but sometimes a judge, decides whether the burden of proof has been fulfilled. After deciding who will carry the burden of proof, evidence is first gathered and then presented before the court. What is the procedure to be followed in forensic audit? Plan the investigation. पहले तो ठीक तरह से प्लान करो. जैसे हम हमेशा ऑडिट के बारे में भी बात करते हैं. अलग अलग इंटरनल ऑडिट किया तभी अलग अलग फेजेस के बारे में बात किया था, राइट. सो सिमिलर है ये फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट भी. फर्स्ट इज प्लान द इन्वेस्टिगेशन. अंडरस्टैंड द स्कोप एंड द फोकस. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अंडरस्टैंड द स्कोप ऑफ वर्क एंड व्हाट इज द फोकस ऑफ योर रिपोर्ट. collect evidence, identify the possible types of fraud that have been tried out in the organization and how the fraud has been perpetrated. उसके बाद है interview the suspects. Interviewing is a very important technique. As an auditor, you should be excel in interviews. Interviewing the suspects, forensic auditor should interview only if the client gives mandate in the engagement letter. ये interviews लेने हैं या नहीं suspects के, ये आपको आपके scope of work में clearly पता होना चाहिए. The basic difference between interview and interrogation is interview is typically a less formal and main objective is to elicit information. Interrogation is formal and designed to get a suspect to confess. ये important definition या फिर important difference है between an interview and interrogation. So generally forensic auditor जो है ये interview लेते हैं, interrogation हम नहीं करते. Report is required so that it can be presented to a client about the fraud identified. Whatever work we are doing, we actually submit it in the form of report. So in case of forensic, it will be a forensic audit report. The report should include the brief scope of work, findings of investigation, a summary of the evidence, and explanation of how the fraud was perpetrated, who are the perpetrators and how long it has been concealed, and suggestions on how internal controls can be improved to prevent frauds in the future. Right? इसके साथ आपका चैप्टर ख़त्म हो जाता है यहाँ पर. ये बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट चैप्टर है, इसको ठीक से कीजिए. हमने तो एकदम फास्ट ट्रैक में रिवीजन कराया है. थैंक यू.